Let's take a look at what's going on with Dogecoin. All right, so we're sitting at around 14407 right now. In my opinion, I wouldn't be surprised if we came up to this next previous resistance sitting at around 173. This Fibonacci retracement level sitting at the 38% level. Here's why. So we've been watching this falling wedge pattern, something like this. We had resistance, 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 and then we finally broke this downtrend going to the upside. In the falling wedge patterns, once we break that trend, then we could start targeting the previous resistances. And so far, we came up and hit this first one right here, and it looks like we're still getting a little bit of momentum to the upside. The other thing that I've been talking about is if we could break, before that even, I was saying if we could break this Fibonacci retracement level sitting at 115, the 78% level, then we'll be most likely coming up to this next previous resistance and the next Fibonacci retracement level. We actually broke through this Fibonacci retracement level, the 61%, sitting at 139, and it looks like we're still heading up, kind of. I mean, we're getting a little bit declining volume, so I mean, it could fall down, but I do think that breaking this Fibonacci retracement level, breaking this previous resistance, that's why I'm thinking that we might be coming up to the next one, sitting at around 178. I mean, this one could give us some trouble too, but this is the next previous resistance, like I was just talking about in a falling wedge pattern. This would be the next target. So the other thing that I was looking at is this little channel pattern right here. So we have resistance, resistance, support, 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 giving me these two trend lines, this resistance trend line and this support trend line. We're basically bouncing in between those, and we broke out right here. So let's go ahead and target from the top to the bottom of that channel, and then we'll drag that to the breakout. Let's do something like this, drag that to the breakout, and that gives me a target of around 1658. But again, like I was saying back here, if we could break through this Fibonacci retracement level going up, and then, okay, so if we break through this one going up like we did, then we'll go to the next one. I think if we break this one going next, or to the upside, then we'll be hitting this one. And if we could break this one going up, then we'll be coming up to this next one. That's the target that I'm looking at, is around 173. I'm very curious if we could do that. But it does look like we're still heading up. The other thing too is we're on the daily time frame right now. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame, I guess. So we have support, support, probably support. Let's draw the trend line and see what it looks like. There's actually a couple support or trend lines that we could be looking at. So we're still in this uptrend right here. We haven't broken that. Let's see, we have, like, we're bouncing on this uptrend, something like this. There's also another one, probably if we go to like the 1-hour time frame. Let's do something like this. Right here, we did break this little uptrend going sideways. So I'm very curious, are we going to keep this momentum going? Or are we going to cool off? So let's draw like the top, something like this. We have a top right there. And then we also have a bottom, something like this. Let's go ahead and delete this channel pattern because we did kind of break it. We are looking at this target up here for this channel pattern sitting at around 165. But let's see if we continue on this uptrend. Let me drag this one a little bit different. Actually, yeah, that looked okay on the 4-hour. Something like that. Let's see. Let's readjust it. Okay, so yeah, 4-hour time frame is looking good, but 1-hour time frame is we had an uptrend and then we're breaking it going sideways. So we have our top of this little, whoops, why is it not deleting? We have the top right here. So we watch the trends, and once it breaks it going sideways, so we're watching this trend. Once it breaks it going sideways, then we look at the top and we look at the bottom, and then that'll give us an idea because it's going sideways right now. If it breaks the top, then we can get more confident on this target up here or right here, the next Fibonacci retracement level sitting at 156, and then the next one is 173. If we break that going up, then we can get more confident on the next targets going up. If we break this bottom going down, then we could start looking at the previous support, which is something like that trend line right here. Let's go back to the 4-hour or even the daily. So yeah, those are the kind of the things that I'm looking at right now. I'm not sure. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. And Dogecoin or Bitcoin. That's another thing I wanted to show you guys in my last video. I wasn't here on Friday, but let's go ahead and take a look at this. Okay, so I think in a couple of my last videos, I was watching this channel, this pattern, this chart, should I say. If this chart's going down, it's good for Bitcoin. If this chart is going up, then it's good for Dogecoin. Basically, yeah. So we have resistance, we had support, giving me this little pattern right here. It's almost like a triangle pattern. But I was saying if we could break this trend line going to the upside, that's going to be good for Dogecoin. And Dogecoin has been outperforming Bitcoin since right here. So Dogecoin got that nice big pump, and Bitcoin's doing, I don't know, it's either going sideways or kind of just hanging out. But we did break this trend line going up, and I do think that there's a little bit of momentum. And I was saying too, if we break this trend line going up, then I'd be targeting this target right here, because if we drag from the bottom to the top of this pattern, let's do something like that, and then we drag this to the breakout, that's where we're getting a target from. It's getting close to that target, but I think we still have a little bit of more room to go up, and maybe that'll be what'll take us to that next Fibonacci retracement, or that previous resistance, should I say. There's also resistance right here, resistance, giving me this trend line. This might be where we might get some trouble at. So let's go ahead and draw this out. Like I said, this chart just tells us, is it better to be in Bitcoin, or is it better to be in Dogecoin? When it's going up, Dogecoin. When it's going down, Bitcoin. Dogecoin to Bitcoin. So yeah, so I think we still have a little bit of room to go up, but I think once we get here, we might get some trouble, and then that's where it might kind of stop. If it breaks this one though, then we could even get more bullish, and we might even see better numbers than we're thinking. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin real quick, just to kind of, take a look. Let's go ahead and delete all these trend lines because we were watching them. It's been basically going sideways on Bitcoin for a while, going up and down, hitting the Fibonacci retracement level. It came down to the 38% level, the one that I was watching. Let me delete those though. So I don't think I explained it. Oh, I was also looking at this cup and handle too. But okay, so when we have these big run-ups, then we think it's starting to head down, we can get the Fibonacci retracement tool, drag from the bottom to the top of that run, and that gives us levels to watch to dollar cost average on the way down. We came up, hit the top, started heading down. We hit the 38% level right here, and that's where we started bouncing back up. Right now, we're in this kind of channel pattern, and it looks like we're testing it at the top right now. We're on the daily time frame right now. It looks like we're testing that top, and I think if we break through it, then that's going to be a very, very good sign. The other thing that I was noticing is it kind of looks like a cup and handle, where we have this big cup and then we have the handle. Basically, a cup and handle is this little half bowl kind of thing, and then after it does that, it gets a channel pattern going to the downside. Once it breaks the channel pattern going to the upside, because it's a bullish pattern, then you could target from the bottom to the top of the cup, the neckline, or I guess the cup line right here. So you have this top right here and this top right here. We have the top of the cup, and then we can drag this to the breakout, something like this. If we break out, I'll be looking at a target of something like 123,523. And there's a couple things we have to do before we do that. So I don't know where I got this one. This must have been a more conservative target. But there's still a couple things that we'd have to do before that. We have to break this trend line right here, going to the upside. And then we have to break out of the Fibonacci retracement box, like I was just mentioning. And then, which is basically just breaking that top. And then we have to break this trend line right here, which is this resistance and this resistance. It's kind of a moving upward trend. So we have to break this line, this line, and this line. Once we do that, then we can start getting really bullish and look at around 122,870. That's my opinion. We'll have to wait and see, though. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we could break out of these three lines that I just mentioned. I think it does look pretty decent, though. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on this one. I'm super curious if that's going to happen. I'm long term on Bitcoin, so I would like it to go up, but yeah. It is a good pattern, though. If you know about these trading patterns, cup and handle is pretty good. I don't usually like trading off them too much, but it does look pretty cup and handle-ish. Boom, 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 boom. And then if we break that going up, then we're good. So yeah, and then again, if Bitcoin's moving to the upside, then all of the rest of crypto is going to follow it and have good, movement as well. Let's go back to this chart. I think it was this chart. So yeah, like I've been saying, though, ever since we broke that falling wedge pattern going to the upside, then we've been getting some pretty good movement, getting some nice green candles. We had a nice little pop, came back down, found support right here on the support, found support right there, and then bounced to the upside. Let's go ahead and zoom in real quick so you can see better. Let's take a look at the moving averages real quick. I haven't really looked at those. I know I haven't made a video since like Thursday or something like that, but okay, I'm just gonna delete all these lines just so we can focus on the moving average, moving averages. So the 9 moving average right here, once we broke that 9 moving average on the daily time frame, as you can see, we've been getting support on it, moving us up. Once we break below it, like right here, we get resistance on it and pushes us down. So yeah, this is a good indicator of when it's going good, and then when we break below it, that's an indicator that it's going to go down, in my opinion. But yeah, look at it. I mean, every time we came into contact with it on the daily time frame, we got pushed up and got that nice little pump to the upside. Also, check it out. We've been watching that 180 moving average. We got resistance on it right here. And then once we broke that, going to the upside, that's when it really started to kind of going loose, or like it really started like pushing to the upside. So I think this was a good sign. This was a good sign. We're doing pretty good right now. Let's take a look at the other time frames. I think the weekly was doing good too. We broke above the weekly 9 moving average right here, and ever since then we were getting support on it and kind of pushing to the upside. I shouldn't have shorted that one time that I did. I haven't put my money back in on Robinhood, but I still have a good position on Coinbase. But yeah, ever since right here, it's been getting support and getting pushed to the upside. We broke through the 180 moving average on the weekly as well. We got resistance on that one right there, and then got a nice little pump to the upside. We had this declining volume. There's that nice little green candle of volume that I've been looking for, should I say, because the volume had been declining. We got that nice little green candle of green volume. Let's take a look at the monthly, though. This one, okay, here we go. So we are above the monthly right now. Let's see if we can stay above it. How many more days? So we have 10 days and 12 hours to stay above this 9 moving average. So we're looking at this blue line, the 9 moving average, right here. Right here. We broke below it right here. And then now it looks like we're testing it, or we tested it a couple times right there and right there. And it looks like we're breaking above it. If we can stay above this monthly 9 moving average, then it's going to be really good for Dogecoin. We have 10 days and 12 hours to close this candle above this 9 moving average. I think if we do, that's going to be a bullish signal as well. If we do still have 10 days and 12 hours though to come back down, and then it just be a wick up and we'll be still under the 9 moving average. If that happens, then it might be holding us down. But let's see what happens within the next 10 days and 12 hours, if we can stay above this 9 moving average, or if we come back down below it. I think if we stay above it, that's going to be good for Dogecoin. And yeah, but this is the monthly time frame, so it does take a little bit of time to play out. I'd still think that this falling wedge pattern is a good thing, though. We broke it going to the upside, and now it looks like the volume's starting to come in. We got declining volume and then nice green volume. It does kind of look like it's like declining a little bit, but let's see what happens. Let's see if we continue to push to the upside. So yeah, those are some of the main things that I'm watching. I guess let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. We have this trend line right here. I think that's probably one of the main things that I'll be watching, and we'll be keeping an eye out on my channel. Is this support, giving me a trend line. It even supported right here. Let's see if we can continue to ride this uptrend going to the upside. If it breaks it going sideways, then like I was saying on the 1 hour, we'll look at the top, and then we'll look at the bottom. And you could even do this on the 1 hour, but something like that. If we break this trend going sideways or break it going down, once we break this bottom support, then we might be coming back down to this previous Fibonacci retracement level sitting at .1149. And if you guys watch my channel, you guys know I like the Fibonacci retracement levels because we can trade off of them. Okay, so we've set up the Fibonacci retracement level. We get a big run up. We start heading down. Then we can start dollar cost averaging on the way down. But also when it starts pumping, then we can look at them for resistances. Like this 38% level was resistance right here, and then it started heading down. And then we draw the trend line. Let's draw the trend line. Okay, so we hit the target of the next Fibonacci retracement level, right? And then it starts heading down. Then we can potentially sell it and buy back in at the next ones. So let's see what happens. Yeah, I still think that we're gonna. I have a feeling that we're gonna come up here, but let's watch these levels. This top and this bottom and this trend line right here. It's still trending up. It hasn't even broke it going sideways yet. So let's see if we could just keep moving on this trend line. Boom, 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 and head up. Those are some of the things that I'm looking at on Bitcoin, Dogecoin and Bitcoin today, though. Let me know what you guys think, though. If you guys like the video, hit that thumbs up. And if you guys want to watch the last video, check it out right here. And if you guys are new to trading, check out this playlist right here. All right, if you guys like the video, hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.